Today I'm going to discuss with you on the risk places for catching COVID-19. Prevention is the best way to avoid COVID-19 infection. To reduce the risk of becoming exposed to this coronavirus infection, it is important to know the risk places for catching COVID-19 so that you could manage the risk of everyday activity and prevent yourself from infection. Now let's to see the top 10 places that have this we have potential to catch the virus. And the first place is the large outdoor gathering. And while the outdoor are generally safe than indoors due to the natural ventilation, so the virus can easily diluted. However, the big crowd such as this weddings, large party, and political rally still pose a serious risk. A small crowd gathering, you are likely to be in a position where you have to ask other people to take a step back and give you some safe space. And also some people are not going to wearing mask or social distancing properly. And most of us are not yet accustomed to navigating crowd when social distancing. So when you go to large outdoor gathering, prepare before you go. So make sure you have a strategy to practice social distancing and absolutely wear a mask. Number 9 is hotel and ATM machine. And these two places are relatively safe, but to ensure that your overnight stays as safe as possible, you need hotel to require people to wear masks and also promote social distancing. And try to use online or contactless reservation and to check in, and also contactless payment. And also maintain enhanced clean procedure. Ask the hotel how to clean the room, so ensure that they have a very effective clean procedure in place. When you use ATM machine, and try use gloves. If you don't have gloves, try use wiper to wipe the keyboard before you use ATM machine. And number 8 is bar and restaurant, and that is people really missing bar and restaurant because most of us are missing social with friends over evening drink. But we know that bars are among the worst place to be during this pandemic because the bar is always designed to encourage close contact. So if you go, don't go. If you really need to go, try to go with few friends, and of course try to practice social distance. I know it's hard to wear mask when you go to bar because you need to drink, and that's really disadvantage. And also if you go to restaurant, try to go to a restaurant and with outdoor seating, and also have good space between table, and that's really try to protect yourself. Number 7 is the concert hall, church, theater, gym, museum, and stores. And that's all in indoor activity and also in closed environment. Studies already show that gathering of 10 or more people has a particular risk for COVID-19 transmission. And this gathering offers more opportunity to come in contact with person who have the virus. We know it's so difficult because now it's very clear that many people have no symptoms, but they have carried the virus. And also such gathering are also less likely to have proper physical distancing because this is a very low risk for virus transmission. So if you decide to go, you need to have a plan to reduce the risk by being selective in your choice of the venue you're going to do. Try to do some research, see like how many people was allowed into the theater per showing, and how many people was in the museum. So you know the basic idea how the management of this activity. And churches has emerged as one of the most dangerous places for coronavirus. And not only do the service have to take place indoors, but the church activity also involves a lot of speaking, shouting, and singing, which makes for the virus easy to spread among the population. And thousands of cases has been linked to churches and religious events, and that is really something we can control. And the store, especially grocery stores, mindfully need particular attention. And we know that in-store all the subject, all the materials was touched by many people. So you need to pay very special attention to what you touch. Again, it's really good place to protect hygiene and social distancing, and also masking, and wash your hand or wipe your hand with wiper as soon as you finish your shopping. Number 6 is community pool and beach. While the likelihood is low of contract virus that caused COVID-19 through water of a pool of ocean, and the problem is lack of physical distance is the concern at community pools and beach. And public beach and community pool can go from quiet to suddenly a lot of people come together. So if you find that you are unable to wear your mask because you are eating or drinking, and you are also unable to maintain your distance from others and because of crowding, and it's time for you to leave for your own safety. And number 5 is transportation, and the transportation include a lot of things, such as subway, buses, trains, airplane, and include airport, taxi, Uber. And they are the venues where it's hard to maintain physical distancing, and you are also likely to have prolonged exposure to other people, make it especially high risk. In the major urban centers, this transit system are essential, and because of this, they're often overcrowded. And this raises the possibility of passing coronavirus air droplet from passenger to passenger by sneezing, coughing, even talking. So when you are in the public transportation, I think it's good practice is that try to don't even talk. So all passengers should be wary of high touch surface on the transportation, and include handrails, door pulls, and buttons. And hand washing and avoid touching surface are essential to minimize your risk in these circumstances. And if you need to hop on subway, train, or another form of transportation, because you get many different places. And that's even you get on an airplane, so you need try to practice social distance to reduce your chance of infection. While most people are more afraid of catching coronavirus on an airplane, airports are actually risky, and because air travel requires spend time in security lines and airport terminals, which can bring you in close contact with other people and frequently touch the surface, and that's a huge risk. So number 4 is office and school, and everything from ventilation inside of office and school to density of people in such environment can impact this coronavirus in this such setting. And many workplaces such as factories and call center with crowded desks and poor ventilation are particularly high risk. So if you are going to work in such environment, you need to ask officials to assure you to have proper ventilation and make sure that density of people in such environment is kept. So because if density of people is too high, it's hard to keep social distancing. And number 3 is hair and nail salon. And if you decide to go to have hair and nail salon, and call the salon to make sure that they have all this proper tools to protect yourself. Of course, both employees and clients should have this wear mask or wear gloves. And another important thing is that the salon should sanitize all surfaces and all these tools to use between each of the clients, so ensure that this reduce this potential contamination or close infection as low as possible. And number 2 is hospital and nursing home. We know this is a hot spot for this coronavirus, and we also know that in the place that there's such a patient, this virus there, so you need to practice 100% on this social distancing, and you need to wear a mask all the time. Even so, you don't touch the surface of hospital or nursing home, you still need to wash your hand, because this air in the air likely have some virus there, so to prevent you from get such virus. And the number 1 place from our research is that the public bathroom, and this is a place where have highest potential contamination with coronavirus. Not only the real bathroom, and every space in this public bathroom might have a chance with this COVID-19, include this mirror and the air dry machine. So if you don't use this public bathroom, and if you use, then you need to really practice very, very serious on this, how to keep you from this potential contamination or infection from this area. This is the area which highest potential contamination. So this is 10 places, and when you go out or your daily activity, try to prevent yourself from such a kind of place. And ensure that you know where you go, and before you go you have plans, so you know how to prevent yourself from potential infection. And that's video for today. I wish you happy and healthy, and this is just short time period we need to practice such kind of hygiene, but soon we'll have vaccine, and then we have less such kind of burden. But for now, we need to practice to ensure that we don't catch the virus. And that's all for today, and thank you, and wish to see you in my next video. Bye.